Salman, guys, look who I've got here. Yo, what are you giving that look for? It's like you're like staring at a weigh-in or something, bruv. Move in a little bit, move in a little bit. Yeah, so I've got Salman in the house. Salman, there's some big intrigue about this fight next week, next Saturday. And honestly, I'm so confused about this fight. I'm so confused. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know who's gonna win. It's a pick. For me, I don't know. There's so many intangibles. There's so many. There's so many things about this fight that is so up in the air. Like, what's gonna happen, man? Is Khan's speed gonna be there? Is Brook gonna be too powerful? Is he gonna be too big? Is he gonna be too strong? You know, is Khan gonna be too quick? Is the punch resistance going to be there? People are saying Kell's looking drained already. They looked at his interview today and they're saying Kell's already looking gone. Is his punch resistance going to be there? Is the weight going to kill him? You know, how do you see this fight? It's so intriguing. It's like, no one really knows who's going to win. Before I let Salman go, what I'm going to say is this, and Salman's going to give his opinion in a minute, is that No KP messaged me on... he obviously left a comment and he said he feels Brook's going to control the fight with his jab and then he's going to start pressuring Khan and he's going to take Khan out. He's going to use that pressure. What I will say to that, No KP, it could happen, but I disagree with you, and I'll explain why I disagree with that notion. Firstly, a lot of the guys that you saw Brook pressure were lower level, second, third tier fighters. They weren't top tier fighters. The reason why Brook did that, because Brook knew that those guys weren't in his league, right? He knows that Khan's dangerous. Irrespective of what he says, in his head, he knows that this guy's dangerous. He knows that this guy's a threat. He knows that hand speed is ridiculous. He's actually even acknowledged that himself. So he's not going to be willing to take the risk to pressure him, because at any point he knows that this guy's speed is dangerous and it can catch me with something that I don't see. And with the vulnerabilities with the eye socket, that'd be a very dangerous thing, especially if he tries to go early on against Khan and tries to pressure him. With that kind of hand speed, Khan could blitz him out in the first couple of rounds. So he may do that later on in the fight if he sees Khan is completely spent, but I don't see him doing that. I see him fighting Khan from the center of the ring. I don't see him pressuring Khan. You know, I just don't see him doing that, to be honest. I think it's very risky and very dangerous. And I think the other thing is one thing I picked up from the Crawford fight about Brook is that Brook, for me, is gun shy at this point in his career. I don't think he's as confident because of the injuries that he sustained. I worry about Brook's mindset. That is he gonna throw more caution to win because he knows Amir Khan's vulnerable? Is he gonna go there with a more brave kind of approach? Because I felt like against Crawford he wasn't brave. I don't know what he was doing. He just kept jabbing. And I know you said that he controlled the fight. I think, No KP, I think you're making too much of how well he did with that jab against Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford was he was checking Brook out in that fight. Terence Crawford is a notoriously very slow starter. He doesn't start very fast. If you look at his fights, he likes to gauge you. He started fast against Khan, but even that first round, until he knocked Khan down, he was losing that round. So this is what I'm saying, that Crawford notoriously starts very slow in fights. He's not a very fast starter. He was waiting for his opportunity against Brook, and he got it in the fourth round. So I don't think I think Khan's not like Terence Crawford in the sense that Khan's going to throw more caution to the wind. Do you see what I mean? He's not just going to let Brook jab. And the most importantly is Brook's jab is not going to hurt Khan. It shouldn't anyway. It's not going to be able to knock Khan out. Brook's going to have to throw some power shots. But is Brook a bit gun shy to let those shots go? Because I've noticed that in in the Crawford fight where I felt he was very gun shy. See, it's another thing fighting a guy who's second or third tier, who you know your levels above. Brook knows that he's not levels above Khan. He knows that this is very dangerous, and Khan presents offensive dangers to Kell Brook. So Brook's going to be very concerned. And also, Brook's going to be nervous. He's not going to want to make any mistakes. He knows by pressuring Khan, it's like you're going to make mistakes. And especially with somebody with that kind of hand speed, it's going to be dangerous. But again, does Khan have that hand speed? I'm going to bring you in now, Salman. How do you assess this fight? Because I'm honestly, I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue how this is going to go.
In my opinion, I think, from what I've seen, I think, if Khan isn't, he's in good shape, if he's not shot, then the only way I can see Kell Brook winning is, obviously, it's obviously because of Khan's vulnerability of his chin. Obviously, that makes the if a lot. It makes it more likely for Brook to win. But in any other case, if it was any other fighter that had the same skills as Khan, I wouldn't give Brook much of a chance. I'll give him a puncher's chance. He's not gonna win. He may win rounds later on in the fight, but I don't think his skill level is. I don't think you can't really compare this to both of their skill levels. I think a lot of people are saying the Brook jab and this, but he doesn't do enough. He doesn't do enough. He's not gonna win the rounds, and I give Brook that puncher's chance because that's the only way he wins a fight. He isn't winning the fight on points, whereas I think Khan can win on points or knock him out. I just don't. In my opinion, if you ask me who I think wins, I think Khan beats him quite comfortably, to be honest. As that guy said on the podcast, that Simon guy, that if he's anywhere, if he can show resonate anything, as he did against Devin Alexander, he beats Brook quite comfortably. I've always thought that Khan beats Brook quite comfortably. It's only the fact now that he may be shot and we don't know, he might just be completely finished.
But a lot of people disagree with that. A lot of people think that Brook's power, Brook's timing would have been too much for Amir Khan. All throughout his career.
Doesn't really. First of all, his timing. You got to realize when you're fighting guys that are lower level guys, really not coming to put it on you and not really coming to win. You look really good, but then when you step up, as our Spence said, the dude had two good, like a round or two good round.
What do you make of it? So No KP said that he saw that GGG. Yeah. I mean, when Kell Brook fought GGG, because I said that I don't think Kell Brook's power. I don't think he's a huge puncher. I think he can punch. He's strong and he can definitely hurt Khan. I think we both agree with that.
Yeah.
But he said that he took GGG off his feet with that uppercut that he landed on GGG. So that shows great power. He took him off his feet.
Look, what I'll say to that, out of the 5-6 rounds he was in there, how many of those rounds did Kell Brook win? One round? I probably gave him one round.
I think he was up on the scorecards.
I don't think he was up on the scorecards. That's nonsense. He had a good second round. He landed a good uppercut. But was that more so? Triple G was like, you hit me with whatever you've got. It can't do anything. Even if you land a lucky shot.
I will say this. That he abandoned. He abandoned defense.
He knew. Right.
Yeah, he had no respect.
It's like, for example, with Canelo, Triple G he won't coming in like how he went. With Brook, he was just reckless because he knew, first of all, Brook is, no matter what Brook throws, he can't hurt him. He can't. It was just like, it's like when like a baby slapping you and it just can't hurt you. And he just knew Brook can't hurt him. So yeah, Brook hit him with an uppercut. He timed him with a good uppercut.
But there's a difference though, Salman, if that uppercut lands on Khan, it's completely different to GGG. We know GGG's chin is like...
Obviously, styles make fights. Obviously, Khan isn't going to be walking forward trying to, Khan's obviously going to be, using his feet. He's not going to fight like GGG. That's not his style, GGG style's different. He walks opponents down. Khan doesn't walk you down. Khan uses his skills and his hand speed.
Let me ask you from this point of view then. What does Brook need to do to win?
Land a haymaker on the chin and knock him clean out. That's what he needs to do. If he doesn't hurt Khan in this fight, it's hard to see that he wins this fight, because skill for skill, right? You can't say that he's better than Khan, because Khan's shown in his career that he can outbox world class fighters. Not people like Jojo Dan, Bizier, Matthew Hatton, and fighters like that. The guy that he was beat the world title. He couldn't do like a proper job on him. Really, it was really close. So the top guys he has fought, he struggled. Whereas there's a lot of top guys that Khan's fought made them look very average. So there's a difference. If you've got the skill set, right, you can make a good fighter look average. I just don't believe that Kell Brook, it's a bit people. What the thing is, some people obviously like Kell Brook, so they say that he's got a chance here. But yeah, he has a chance. He's got a puncher's chance. Everyone knows that. But it's more so because of Khan's vulnerability.
I'll be honest with you. Like I agree to the extent that I'd be very shocked if Kell Brook outboxes Amir Khan. I've been watching both their careers, and I know religiously. Like I think
Brook
people
doesn't throw.
I think people are getting carried away the fact that Brook was doing well with Crawford. With the jab.
Brook throws what? Do you know Brook's the type of fighter he'll throw 1-2 punches and then he won't do anything. He's not. He's not a
volume puncher.
He's not a volume puncher. He throws 1-2 shots. He's a very, from what I've seen of his career, he looks very. There's nothing special about Kell Brook. When I looked at Amir Khan, there's something special about him. You can see when you look at him box that this guy's got in his prime. Anyways, in his prime, I'm not talking about him fighting Billy Dib and Vargas. I'm talking about when he was. Whenever I've seen Kell Brook, I've never seen that. Wow, this guy could go on.
But is that because they were always against second, third tier guys? We never really seen him against a lot of good guys.
Yeah, but the thing is, but the thing is, the guys, when he did step up, obviously, yeah, people will keep making the excuse that, Triple G punched the life out of him and he couldn't ever recover from that. But he fought a good fight against Spence, didn't he? But he got stopped. If he was so shot, he would have been knocked out in 2-3 rounds against Spence. It was a good fight against Spence. I don't think listen, I personally think Spence would have beaten Brook whether he had fought Golovkin or I just think Spence was better than him. If someone's better than him,
I'd have to agree.
But Spence didn't beat him.
Spence didn't beat him with a lucky shot. But you said Spence would beat Khan as well, so.
Yeah, I think he would beat Khan now, yes.
Not now, but you said you think he would have beaten Khan even back, in his prime.
But I think that fight would be. I think Khan would, I think because of obviously
let me tell you how I
body work. Let me slow Khan's feet down, and then you could tag him. But,
that's why I think.
But I personally think that an in prime Khan, I think that's hell for Errol Spence.
I agree.
There couldn't wait.
Here's what I see.
Khan could outbox Spence.
No.
Spence fights a bad fight. No.
I say this. Automatically, people will say, "No, Spence destroys him" or whatever. But I actually think that Khan would give Spence. I think he would outbox Spence a lot easier than what Kell Brook outboxed him. But here's how I see that fight playing out.
I don't think Kell Brook outboxed Spence, really. It was close.
Yeah, but it's close. But Kell Brook's not Khan, though. He can't do... Khan can outbox you and make it look obvious he's winning the rounds. Kell Brook's not a volume puncher. It's more hard... it's very hard to outbox a world-class fighter. That's why people take Khan for granted, because he went in the ring with guys like Devin Alexander and made it look easy. That's not easy to do. What Khan did with Alexander is not easy to do. Sean Porter had a very hard fight with Alexander. He only won 115, 113. Khan completely dominated him. But the point I'm trying to make is this: that I completely forgot what the point I was gonna make, man. Maybe I went off track. But yeah, Kell Brook. He, for me, was a good fighter. But the problem is with Kell Brook is that we didn't really see him against enough top-tier guys. Oh, sorry. I've gone off track again. I was talking about Khan and Spence. Here's how I see the Khan-Spence fight playing out. I think Khan would outbox Spence a lot easier than when people said Kell Brook was winning after 6 rounds. I think Khan would, for 6-7 rounds, would totally... I think he would totally outbox Spence quite comfortably. But I think Spence would start wearing Khan down, because Spence is a very good boxer as well. He would wear Khan down and then he'd stop him late, in my opinion. I don't think...
Yeah, he could stop him late, but it won't...
It won't be easy.
I think Spence will be chewing his gum shield, thinking that I need to get the knockout here.
Yeah, but Salman, Spence is a very patient, very good fighter.
Because you've got to realise that Khan went 6 rounds with Canelo.
Yeah, no, I get that. But what Spence will do early on, Spence will look to box, because that's what Spence does. Spence is a good boxer. He'll look to box early on, and when he realises he can't box with Amir Khan, he'll start walking him down. And Amir Khan's not very good on the inside. As soon as Spence gets him on the inside and starts landing those body shots, You know, and remember, Spence is way bigger than Khan as well. That's what you've got to bring into account. Spence is massive. So, yeah, I believe Spence would have stopped Amir Khan late. Like, you know, I would have looked
Obviously, Spence could punch as well. One
Yeah,
punch
yeah.
could have finished.
I
the fight as well.
don't think Spence is a big puncher. I don't think Spence is a big puncher. I've never thought that.
Not against like Porter and like maybe those guys that hold a shot well, but I think he punches hard enough to knock Khan out.
Possibly.
Sure.
But I do think that Amir Khan would have a lot of success against Errol Spence.
Yeah, I think so.
Just because
he could get taken out with one shot as well.
Yeah, he could do. But you know, I think if Amir Khan had fought Spence, you know, when he fought Crawford, he wouldn't have beaten Spence, but he would have had more success than he did against Terence Crawford because styles make fights. The problem is why Khan didn't have a lot of success against Crawford because Amir Khan, again, people are looking too much into that fight. Crawford's very fast. He's very fast of hands and he's very fast of feet. He's also got a very high boxing IQ. So Amir Khan was, although he was still fast of hands, his feet were too slow. So Crawford would get out of range. And whenever Khan would throw his shots, he was out of range. So Khan couldn't really land much.
Yeah, I think that style
was horrible for him at that point.
I even think in his prime, I think Crawford would have just... That speed would have played into Crawford's hands. I think the quicker Khan would be, Crawford would just time him onto something. And Crawford, he times, like, he's got some really good counter punching skills. You know, look how he walked Sean Porter onto it. He'd do the same.
Yeah, probably. I
couldn't see. I don't think Khan.
Do you think Crawford? Do you think Crawford knocks Khan out in his prime as well?
Yeah, 100%. Crawford's on a different level. You know. Out of anyone Khan's fought, I would say Crawford is the most complete fighter.
Even Canelo.
Overall, I think, you know, obviously Canelo punches harder, but in terms of the overall boxer, I would say Crawford, man. I think Crawford's something else. Like that guy, in terms of skill level, and you know, I think his feet, his legs are better than Canelo, in my opinion. But I think, you know, apart from punching power, I think personally his attributes are better than Canelo, in my opinion. But obviously some people would disagree.
The other thing is that what's the weight factor going to play on Kell Brook? The weight. Kell Brook is obviously.
If he's not made the weight well, then obviously he's gonna struggle in the fight. It'll show. I think you know how the fight starts is gonna be a telling factor on how this fight is gonna go. You know if Khan starts sharp, you know, Brook comes out lackadaisical. I think Brook we know he's gonna come out fast, but if Brook comes out sloppy, he'll get tagged. And the thing is with Khan, you can't afford to be sloppy. You've got to be on point. And if Brook comes out and he starts slow, he could get knocked out early. If I'm going to be honest to you, because the thing is with Khan, he's going to come out fast. He's going to come out sharp in this fight, especially
if Brook gets past the first 4 or 5 rounds.
Then you've got to realize that the longer Brook's in there, the better chance he has to win, in my opinion, because then he has a chance to land. Because the thing is, he's relying. In my opinion, I don't think, do you know how his coach saying, Dominic Ingle, that, we're going to look to box him into it? I don't personally think he has I don't think he has the IQ. I think he's going to get in there. He's going to just think that I want to take his chin clean off. I don't personally think, as he was saying I want a car park scrap and all of this. I don't think Brook has the IQ. I don't think, like with Canelo, he broke Khan down.
Yeah,
those sort of
I
fighters,
said that as well.
Those sort of fighters know that we're going to lose the first 3-4 rounds against this guy. But what they do, they slow him down so he becomes a sitting duck, and then boom, straight over the top. But the thing is, I don't feel Brook has that sort of skill level. I don't think he has that sort of punch power, and you got to have the know-how how to get to a fight. And I don't personally think Brook has the ability to slow Khan down. He doesn't throw any body punches, right? He's just gonna be trying to look for the knockout. And I think in the exchange, if he's just looking, I personally think he's looking for one punch to just win this fight. Like Danny Garcia, he's just looking to throw a swing. I don't think he's got a plan. I just think he wants to just have a scrap. But I think if Khan fights a smart fight, he could really just win this on the outside. I don't even need to get him to the center. You know, if he hurts him from the outside, then he can pounce on him. But if Khan fights this one, if Khan's got a longer reach.
Do you think Brook will try becoming a pressure fighter and pressuring him because Khan's not very good?
I don't think Brook can be a pressure fighter. I don't think Brook is a pressure fighter. I think Brook's a guy that's a boxer. He likes to box. But the thing is, if he tries to be a pressure fighter, that's not his style. He doesn't come forward and he doesn't do that. Brook's not.
I've seen him come forward. I've actually watched some of his fights. He does come forward.
Yeah, but he's not really good at it. He's not a great pressure fighter. You know, he doesn't throw good body punching. He's just looking for. As I said,
he's a headhunter.
He throws 1 or 2 shots and then doesn't do anything. He's not like he can't. He doesn't work for 3 minutes of a round. And I'm not saying he needs to do that to beat Khan, because with Khan we know that area, you know, his chin is vulnerable more than others. So this is the only reason why this is very intriguing here, because we don't really know how much Khan has left. That's the only reason this is intriguing. If Khan's chin was, you know, like just a normal standard welterweight, it would probably be, a lot of people would be picking Khan quite comfortably in this fight. But I think Khan has the ability to comfortably win this fight, even at this stage. You know, he's trained like an absolute, you know, I think this is probably one of the best training camps he's had. He looks solid, but then when he gets in there, if he looks sharp, then you know that, yeah,
I don't agree though. I just think you're overlooking. I just think you're not looking at Brook's size, man. He's massive.
No, I think, as I said, obviously if Brook connects, then it could be, Khan could get knocked out. I'm not saying that. That's why obviously Brook has a chance. But I don't believe Brook in terms of, you know, yeah, he might have the size, but he's not going to walk Khan down. If he walks Khan down, he's just going to get peppered with loads of shots. And I don't think Brook's going to take a shot well. I don't think, I personally, if I'm going to be honest, if Brook comes out early and he gets tagged and wobbled, I think the fight's over. I don't think he'll realize when Khan starts peppering him. You know, I'm telling you, Khan's on point in this fight. Brook's in some serious trouble. If he's shot, then yeah, I think Brook, obviously, if he lands, he might knock him out. But if Khan's on point in this fight, Brook's gonna get blistered. I'm telling you, because I've seen him. He's very basic sort of fighter. Even when he fought against Sean Porter, that was, as Dominic Ingle said, that was the best version of Kell Brook, right? When he fought Sean Porter, right? That version doesn't come close to beating Khan, in my opinion. You'd get schooled. So I just don't think. I think now for them, they're both at the similar stages of their career. I just think the guy that's better should win. But obviously Brook has a chance. He's got a chance. Sure.
Here's the thing. Can you also say this? Has Khan fought guys like Kell Brook before, but has Kell Brook fought a guy like Amir Khan?
Listen, obviously Kell Brook's fought Golovkin.
No. You're not listening to what I'm saying. Has Kell Brook fought somebody?
Not in a pro ranks, no, not with the same hand speed. Look, at the end of the day, it'll be apparent when they.
So what I'm saying is, what's Khan's attributes?
Speed.
So speed and movement, and hand speed, right?
Yeah.
You'd say his hand speed is elite, right? Has Brook fought anybody with that kind of hand speed before?
No.
Has Khan fought, so they say Brook's got power and timing, yeah? They say he's got great timing and power. Has Khan fought somebody with better timing and power than Brook?
I think he's fought a lot of fighters that have better timing and power, to be honest. I could name loads. I think Maidana had a lot more power than Brook, for sure. I think Devin Alexander had better timing than Brook. He's a better boxer than Brook. I think Zab Judah was a better boxer than Brook. I think Danny Garcia punches way harder than Brook. And I also think Danny Garcia is a decent boxer as well. I think people just think, obviously, he's not really a welterweight. Danny Garcia is not welterweight. I wouldn't
say Garcia is a better boxer than Brook. I'd say, yeah, punches harder, I agree.
Punches harder, yeah. But that wouldn't be where Brook don't school about Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia's
not hard fights, man. Garcia's a really good fighter, you know
exactly.
What I mean?
So you got to realize, that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, Brook could have his hands full with Danny Garcia.
You know, Garcia, when you look at it, Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, he lost close decisions. And by the way, I thought he beat Sean Porter, and the Keith Thurman fight was razor thin. The only time he's got beat well is against Spence, really. But he's never been stopped, never even been dropped.
Yeah, and the thing is, with Spence, why did Spence beat him so comfortably? Because Spence is a good boxer. That's why. A good boxer controlled him. Whereas Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, they're not really good boxers. They just like to swing it. They swing off. They throw.
Keith Thurman's a good boxer.
He's all right, but he's not better than Spence in terms of boxing ability. Keith Thurman's the type of guy that likes to. Well, when he was in his prime, he used to go toe to toe and just swing it off. Like when that Sean Porter fight was probably the fight of the year, in my opinion, because they both teed off. Whereas Spence, he don't fight like that. He don't fight like, oh, you punch me and it's tit for tat. He wants to hit you and not get hit back. But we'll have to see what Brook brings to the table. But if Brook has any if Brook starts slow.
What does Brook have to do to win? Not so much or land on the chin. How do you think he needs to approach the fight?
I think he needs to go for it. I think he needs to go for it like how Danny Garcia did.
Yeah, but come on, Khan fought a reckless fight in that fight. Not like, what does he need to do? How does he need to approach the fight? Does he need to go and press him? Does he need to go?
He's got to press him. But then he's going to have to, look, in this fight, he's going to have to risk getting knocked out himself to knock Khan out. He's not going to have it his own way. Khan's not going to just stand there and not throw any punches. Khan's going to pepper him with shots left, right, center, uppercuts. He's going to be getting hit a lot in this fight. That's what I keep saying. I'm telling you, Brook is going to get punted. Like, he's going to get hit quite often in this fight. And the thing is, he's going to get hit with shots he don't see coming. And those are the ones that speed kills. And, that can really wobble you, And but let's see what Brook brings to the table. Obviously, he's a decent fighter. He's a good fighter. But let's see. Let's see if he can do a job on Khan. But I don't believe so. I think he gets stopped, to be honest.
I don't know. I can't.
Don't get me wrong. He isn't going to give up. I'm not saying he's going to give up.
No, it's not even about giving up. I just think you seem too confident. I just don't think that.
No, I'm not that confident. I'm saying it now that I think if Brook lands a good one, I think Khan will get knocked out. If he lands it right on the button, on the sweet spot, I think Khan gets knocked out. He'll get knocked out, go down, and it'll be all over the place. And if Brook goes at him, I think Brook will finish the job. Listen, I think it's I favour Khan. I think it's you can say a 60-40 fight, in my opinion. Or if, maybe even closer than that. Maybe even, you can say, yeah, 55-45 fight. It's not a full-grown conclusion. I'm not saying that.
The bookies have got Brook a slight favourite. What are they?
Yeah, the reason why is because obviously Brook's bigger, first of all. And they think that there's a high possibility in 12 rounds that if Brook connects a good one, that Khan could be put over well, because you've got to realize Brook's going to come with that extra 10%, and so is Khan. So that's going to bring the best out of them, But
is the weight going to play a factor? Do you think Kell Brook being 149? What do you make of that? Do you think that's going to play an issue?
It could do.
I don't think it will, personally.
I think, if I'm going to be honest to you, right, I'm not going to lie. In boxing, right, a lot of the times fighters make, say that, oh, I didn't make the weight well, I drained myself and this, that, the other. But as Terence Crawford said, right, a lot of fighters say, oh, they're bigger than me, they're this, they're that. But the boxing skills win fights. If you're skillful enough, like as Crawford said, like Brook kept saying to Crawford, I'm bigger than you. You can't beat me. I'm just bigger than you. But the thing is, it's not about how big you are, it's your skills. If you've got elite level skills, look at Canelo. He's not a light heavyweight. But his skills win fight. If you're skillful, you can go up. Yeah, you've got to have a good chin. Everyone knows that. If you go up, you're going to have to be able to take a good shot, But the reason why Canelo can go up weight and win is because he's got the skills to back it up. He's skillful, He probably had a harder fight with Golovkin at 160 than he did with anyone at 168. Why was that? Because Golovkin's got skills. He's better. That's why he had a harder fight with Golovkin than Callum Smith or any of the other guys he fought at 168. It's because those guys have skills, and I think skills pay the bills. As Mayweather said, if you've got real skills, you've got real skills. You can jump up a weight. Look at Davis. He jumped up a weight and he knocked the guy out that Thurman couldn't knock out because he's got skills. He's got skill set. He's good. When you got skills, we're not talking crazy weight, like going from 147 to heavyweight. We're not saying, obviously, then that's going to play a factor. But, if you've got a good level of skills, I think you can beat a guy. Like in this sort of fight, I'm saying, if you look at it in relation to this sort of fight, the guy that has the better skills is going to be the one, in my opinion, that is going to be the victor.
I'm just still not, you're a bit more confident than me than I am. I'm not confident, even though, like I've said before, I want Khan to win.
No, I think it's a 60-40, 55-45. That's not really confident. It's, I've given Brook a big chance here to win. It's nearly 50-50 in my eyes. So, I wouldn't, if I was confident, I would say, 90%.
No, but I like, you think Khan's going to win. I don't.
If I have to pick, if you say, if I had to pick, then I'm picking, I think Khan win. I think Khan does a job on him. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Look, even pundits and stuff are saying that we're edging to Khan. They're saying that for a reason. They're not just going to say that to make people happy.
Yeah, I have noticed that, but I don't know where people are getting their confidence from. I don't know where you're getting your confidence from. How are you getting all this confidence? Khan's been out for 3 years. He's not exactly looked good against Vargas. He never looked good against Terence Crawford. So where are we getting this confidence from? You know what I mean? You've got to bear that into mind. Where are we getting all this confidence from? Where we're looking at fights that happened 10 years ago.
Yeah, you can say that. But obviously, the last time he has fought is 3 years ago. So we don't even know, like we were all well, we're saying that, a jab might not knock him out. For all we know, he might get in there and a jab knocks him out. He might be completely finished. Because 3 years is a long time. What's he been doing in those 3 years? Has he been training in those 3 years? You can't just have one solid camp and be like, I'm ready. But at the end of the day, look, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think Khan's ever been a disciplined fighter. I think he could have achieved a lot more if he was disciplined. But that's on a different story. The topic here is, can Khan beat Brook? And obviously, I think Khan beats Brook. And I'm not trying to be biased. That's just my opinion. I believe that Khan beats Brook. But you have to wait and see.
To be honest, over the years, you've rated Khan, but you've never been a huge fan in terms of, like, you've always been a big fan of Mayweather, for example. You big fan of Terence Crawford. Yeah. So actually,
but I wasn't a big fan of Terence Crawford either. Only when he proved it, like when he stopped Sean Porter and the way he was dealing with Sean Porter, and then the way he dealt with Brook and the way he dealt with Khan. He had to make me believe him, and he's made me believe him now. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, if Crawford fights Thurman, I know for a fact that Crawford's gonna beat Thurman up to the pulp. I'm telling you, and stop Thurman. He stops Thurman how he did Porter. He stops him. The only fight I think is going to be a really, really good fight is a Spence one. And the only reason why I say that is because Spence is a good boxer. And with boxers, I think Crawford, I think with someone like a Spence, I think it'll be a nip and tuck fight. But, the guys that I rate highly, like Canelo, you can say, he's proven it now that, listen, he's improved from where he was. Mayweather, he showed time and time again he fought elite level fighters, and he would always find a way.
Guys, we're going to end this video here, and then we're going to talk about another topic area which I want to discuss. So hope you enjoyed this Khan Brook video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.